Welcome to Zelda Universe TV. This is This Week in Zelda News. I'm your host, Bastian, editor for the front page of Zelda Universe. Let's get to those top stories. So let's start with a couple of rumors. The first rumor that came along this past week is that the Wii U is going to cost only about $300 at launch. Now this would be a pretty awesome price to start with because the Wii itself only costs, I think, $50 less when it first released all those years ago, so a mere $50 more for the Wii U, pretty awesome. But again, that's just a rumor, so we'll have to wait and see what Nintendo actually says about the price at E3 this coming June. So our next Wii U rumor concerns exactly how much RAM the machine is purported to have. This rumor claims that the RAM is going to be 1 gig, so that's actually quite a lot. That's about twice as much as the Xbox 360 has. The Xbox 360 itself actually only had 512 megabytes of RAM. The PlayStation 3 has only 256 megabytes of RAM. So a whole gig of RAM is way better than either of those two machines, and that would explain why some of the rumors that we've heard about what sort of power the Wii U has. People have been saying it's twice as powerful as the Xbox 360. That's pretty awesome if that rumor turns out to be true. Our next story is about the fan translator GlitterBerri. She's the person who was famous for having translated from Hyrule Historia the timeline, and then she put together that group of people who went through all of Hyrule Historia and translated the entire thing. In this interview, she kind of talks about how Nintendo was kind of lax with their translations from game to game. In several games, the way particular words have been translated completely differently, which has led to a lot of confusion amongst English-speaking fans, and some tricky situations with the timeline as well. So that's a pretty interesting interview. If you're interested in that sort of thing, go ahead and check it out in the description down below. Our next story is about those 25th anniversary Zelda posters. For those who missed their chance to get those from Club Nintendo, now you have a second shot at doing so. They have those restocked. They're pretty awesome, so if you have the Club Nintendo points, go ahead and get them. And then our final story is from Aonuma himself. He's basically in an interview talking about collaborating with other outside developers and how that would work for Zelda. You might remember a past interview from Miyamoto when an interviewer asked him, well, Retro has been known to take other Nintendo franchises like Metroid and Donkey Kong. What would you feel about them doing their take on Zelda? And Miyamoto said that he thought it might be a good fit. Mr. Aonuma was a little more specific in his interview about how a collaboration like that might work. Now, he referenced the fact that Nintendo has collaborated with Monolith Soft for the graphics, some of the graphic models in Skyward Sword, as well as they pretty much completely outsourced all of Ocarina of Time 3D to Grezzo. So in his interview quote, he makes a point of saying that he would be perfectly comfortable with outsourcing certain components to outside developers, but he seems to make a point of implying that Nintendo would still be the primary developer and that they would simply outsource these various aspects. So some of us have been wondering what a Zelda game might be like completely done by an outside developer, but it doesn't look like we'll be getting that anytime soon. And that's been this week in Zelda news. Not a whole lot going on. Be sure to check out this right here. That's my current Games Like Zelda episode over on my channel. This episode is about Final Fantasy Adventure, and I know Final Fantasy, game like Zelda, but trust me, it actually works. Take a look at it. You might want to play it. Be sure to check out this week's mailbag on Sunday. I think I'm hosting that one, so I'll see you guys then. Bye. He can imagine outsourcing various aspects like graphics to Monolith Soft. Wait, is that who he outsourced them to? Who? What? Where? Wow, I should have read this before I started babbling. So our next Wii U rumor. Welcome to Zelda Universe TV. It's so bright.